Hi guys, big up everyone. Please keep watching Transit TV. Don't touch that dial.
All right, keep watching Transit TV.
They can't compete. They can't get it. Remember, we went to sign Pablo Mari from Brazil. He came in, he couldn't even get a game, and he left.
Yeah.
We have Califiori. He's still struggling to really nail the place. And this video is sponsored by Adrian Pharmacy and Wellness Center out there in Cypress area in Houston, Texas, owned by a Black Nigerian couple in Houston. I know there is huge community of Nigerians and Africans out there in Houston. Go out there for your prescription drugs, over-the-counter drugs, and even your pet medications. You can trust products from here. They also got you for consultation and professional medical advice. Check them out and thank me later. Transit TV, welcome back again. The big dogs. When you get big wings, you get big dogs. We have a very, very massive, big Arsenal fan in the studio today. Kevin is here to review this one, to react to this one. Arsenal today got the much-awaited win. In fact, this is not a win, an annihilation of Manchester City. It's been a long time coming. Arsenal fans have been hoping for this day. Unfortunately, I would say it came at the time. Some people are going to water it down and say, well, City, this is not the same City. But I mean, this is still Pep. They are still the reigning champions. So, yeah, Kevin, good to see you again, bro. I couldn't make it to the pub today. How are you, bro? How are you feeling about this one?
Man, I am still buzzing after this win. It was fantastic. The pub was great. We had a great time. You know, the goals from Nwaneri and MLS really got the pub rocking. So it was an amazing day, amazing afternoon. I couldn't ask for anything more.
Yeah, bro. I was sitting down watching this game. I'm like, let's jump into it. As a team, I know there's a lot of talk there about stay humble. I don't want to get into all that. All that we'll talk about that one in social media. But looking at Arsenal and Arteta, where would you say Arteta has grown on this team as a whole? If there is any.
Yeah, I think there's growth. Obviously, he's been at the club for 5 years. I think the team has grown through the last 2 years. You know, coming in second 2 years in a row. I think the guys have, you know, started to get some belief in themselves, and they are really think that they can make that next leap to the next level. And it's always fun beating up on City. I mean, that was fantastic. But yeah, as a general rule, I think the guys they just have more confidence in themselves. I think from the keeper all the way up to the forwards, they have more confidence. They have the belief, and they think they can get the results when they need to.
Yeah, for me, looking at Arteta, you know, 2 years ago when Arsenal was in the thick of this title chart with City, Gary Neville was always talking about something, and at that time, I was looking at it from the point of view of rivalry, that he didn't like Arsenal and stuff like that. He was always talking about emotions and Arteta on the sideline. And to me, I thought Arteta was kind of giving the team energy, which helps. But looking back now, I think Neville was right. Tata has matured in that area. He still does it on the sideline, but doesn't really get involved much anymore with the officials, with things outside the tactical stuff going on the pitch. And I think it's kind of helped Arsenal. Like today, you could see that, like you said, these players are more emotionally balanced. They kind of can handle themselves. They trust each other better, and they don't react to things. I mean, Xhaka 2 years ago was good for us in that season, but we don't have that kind of erratic reaction to things anymore. Look at today, what happened between Gabriel and Haaland. If that was Xhaka, I'm sure he would have flinged an arm or something and get a red card or something like that. I think this team, in terms of emotional intelligence, they've grown in that aspect. Arteta himself too has grown. I think he also has grown in the area of managing, you know, in-game management, like substitutions and stuff like that. I mean, who could have believed that Arteta today, in this kind of game, would have given MLS a chance to start the game ahead of Califiori. Even like Califiori was, he's fit. And I remember the last league game, he scored a goal, a very fantastic goal for that matter. It was a debate during the week who was going to start. Obviously, it's a good place for Arsenal to be right now. For you to have two players that nobody can really say this is my favorite. Anybody can play and everybody will believe in that. I think that's in that area. Tata has really developed this team and grown the team to the point where Arsenal fans now have the luxury of debating who they want to start in one or two positions. I don't know how you see that.
Oh, yeah, I completely agree. I mean, before the season started, no one would have thought that MLS would take Calafiori's spot or that they'd be sharing that left back position. It seemed pretty obvious in the summer that Calafiori would be our starting left back if he was fit. But now that's clearly up in the air, is depending on how Arteta feels for any particular game. And to reiterate what you were saying about their emotional maturity, yeah, I think this team a couple of years ago might have gotten a little more riled up from Haaland's antics and some of the other City players' antics. But as you can see, like this year, we're riling them up. MLS is giving it to Haaland as good as he's getting it.
Exactly.
Gabriel's in Haaland's face. We're all playing that game with them instead of them getting under our skin. We can give it as good as we get. So I think that is part of the emotional maturity, that dark arts, as they like to say.
Exactly. And if it was before, considering what was going on as well, for Haaland to be the one to score that goal probably would have dampened their spirits. But I mean, you could see in their faces they are disappointed that he scored that goal. But that was just about it. They got on with the game, and So having said that, so City can go now, right?
Yeah, they can go. I don't need to hear about City. I mean, they're not our problem this year.
No, I mean Zinchenko as a left back.
Oh, Zinny can go. Yeah, Zinny is probably going. It sounds like it may be this January. I don't know if that deal to Dortmund is still on. But yeah, if Zinny leaves, I wouldn't be that upset about it. Although I like Zinny as a player.
Yeah, I do. Another, as I was watching this game today, I was thinking about something. I know you talked about it a few times in the forum and stuff like that. Partey and Jorginho, of course, Jorginho most likely is going to leave. But the noise that we hear from that dressing room as well, he looks like a very, very important figure as well for the team. But the kind of football Partey has played for Arsenal today, and I was looking today, it's not just about that he's good. I can't remember any big game Arsenal has played that Partey did not dominate the midfield if he was fit. So, what are you thinking? This contract is up in the air this next summer. If you were at Tata, what are you going to do about Partey?
So, I mean, like a lot of people, Partey is a good player. He has been an important part of the team for the last 4 or 5 years that he's been here. But realistically, I don't think that they're going to
renew his
contract. Yeah, I think his contract ends in the summer.
No.
You asked what I think. I think that's what's going to happen. I think there's already.
What are you going to do?
Well, I mean, they're already talking about bringing Zubimendi in. So Zubimendi and Rice can take that base of the midfield spot. And I think they're going to let Partey go. And they might let Jorginho go too. I don't know. We'll have to see how the summer unfolds. But I can see both of them leaving in the summer.
Well, it wouldn't be bad to have Partey. I mean, the Rice most of the time, sometimes games like this, Rice is, for me, a little better in games like this to play a little bit further. And we Partey in the base. So Zubimendi, I don't know, EPL is one kind of league that it takes sometimes players, it takes them time to bed in. Even we are still trying to settle Merino into the team. So for me, I will expect Arsenal to give Partey at least 1 more year. Keep him in the team. Let him have this other team settle down, this other player settle down. Playing the big games like this. And maybe at the end of next season, then he can leave, or in January get a little bit of money from him and then let him go. By then, Zubimendi is settled in, Merino is settled in, and the garage is okay in his position. Then you can let him go, because Bro, the role this guy plays in that team, I don't know. I don't know if you're seeing what I'm saying. Partey is, I don't know, man. He's on another level
I
because
agree. He had a magnificent game today. He bossed the midfield. He was controlling him, and when Odegaard would come back to him and Odegaard taking the ball off Raya, they were running through the midfield. It was impressive. And Party, when it's big game time, he shows up. As long as he's fit, he shows up. I agree with you. I just don't know if Arteta is going to want to keep him additional year or not. Well, I guess we'll see in the summer. But
yeah, that's a conversation is well documented. Arsenal is a striker. Now, I'll tell somebody today. The talk was Arsenal is a 20 goal a season striker, right? Havertz is on 15 right now. He has scored 15 this season already. I will see him like 3 or 4 months ago. That means he can make that 20. That one was aside. Do you think Arteta is probably maybe is a little bit scared to bring a striker that will disrupt the rhythm of the way this team plays? Look at Haaland today. Okay, he scored his goal, but City lost again because Haaland is not a team player. Doesn't bring much to the team aside just scoring goals. So, do you think Arteta probably is looking? Okay, there are a few goal scorers out there, but can they give us what Havertz gives us up front? And where do you stand on that?
I think what Arteta is looking for in a forward is someone like Havertz, but a better finisher.
More clinical, yeah.
Yes. So I think that's the profile. Like we've been linked with Benjamin Sesko, and we've been linked with Alexander Isak. Those types of players who are involved in the build-up, who can also score goals, versus Havertz, who can be involved in the build-up and freezes in front of goal, like you saw in that opportunity when he's got an open goal. And if that's a forward, that's a finish. But Havertz doesn't have that instinct. He's not a clinical finisher. So that he hesitated in front of goal. Yeah. And I think that's what Arteta is trying to get is that piece that can do what Havertz does as far as the hold up and the build up and the build up to the goal, like get to that final third, but can also finish the move.
I was talking with one of my mates today. I was saying something to him that Havertz, for me, looks like somebody that is a victim of his own smartness, because some of the chances that he gets, I know there are better finishers out there, but they don't really get into those positions because sometimes he just pops up. You don't understand how he gets those chances. So sometimes they say you don't know what you have until you lose it, because some of the chances that he gets, I don't know if it's the team that creates it for him or he kind of, there's a way he wanders away around the box, and before you know it, he has a chance. So I kind of believe that Arteta has an issue. And looking at from noise we hear from outside, it looks like there's a lot of emotional attachment to Kai Havertz. There's belief and trust on that man, both from his teammates and Arteta. I don't know how he's going to manage that. Lately, he's been playing from the right side of the team. It looks like Kai Havertz is one of those players that feels that they're undroppable. So I don't know how he's going to manage that. If we were to get a sales goal today, do you think he's going to break Kai Havertz?
I don't know if it'll break him, and I think it'll be interesting. I think he probably needs a little bit of competition, and frankly, he needs some rest, if nothing else, because he's been playing up front.
I agree with that.
Every single match, like he doesn't get a break in any of the cup competitions in anywhere. He's got to play right now, so we need somebody just to be able to spell him occasionally. But I think Havertz has enough mentality to deal with the competition if we bring in a striker. Yeah, I have confidence. I mean, I have as much confidence as I can in Kai Havertz. But
I believe the guy is very, very talented. He's a very intelligent footballer. That's why sometimes, yes, I can see obviously he's not good. He's not a good finisher. But when I see the quality of work that, like you said, and he doesn't just play every game. He almost plays 90 minutes in every game. And then they move him from attack to midfield just to have him on the pitch. And there is this nastiness about him on the pitch that sometimes go unnoticed. He rarely gets yellow cards, but he mixes it up with any player. He doesn't care who you are, how big you are, massive you are. Doesn't care about your reputation. He just sticks it in there. And yeah, I believe that Kai Havertz is an important player for Arsenal. We just need more support for him from Arsenal. Especially Arsenal fans on the internet. The ones at the Emirates, obviously they love him and they sing for him. But it's on the internet, the kind of noise you get against that guy, man. And sometimes I'm like, do these guys see what we are seeing? I know, yes, we need a striker. I know we need to score more goals. But again, last season with Kai Havertz, Arsenal broke their own goal scoring record. So sometimes I don't even understand, you don't know where today you're on one side of the divide, another day you're on the other side because of the numbers. Because if you look at the numbers, Arsenal are not doing bad in terms of goal scoring. We don't have a striker, don't have a 25 season striker. But we're just like 5 or 7 goals short of what Liverpool has scored this season so far. So
I think part of the frustration with Havertz, and certainly I will be honest, it's a frustration that I share, is that Havertz, because he's not that clinical like finisher, that killer, the kind of guy that if the game is close, that guy is going to get the goal for you.
Yes, yeah.
He's not that guy. And that's part of what causes the
frustration
issues for a lot of us, right? Because we've been in those 0-0 matches and we need just one bit of brilliance from one player.
And the chance will come, and then he will mess up with it. I understand what you're saying. Lewis-Skelly.
Yes.
Let's get back to him again. That young man, I don't know, they say when you're young, keep it low. But it seems that he has the right balance for everything. He knows when to defend. He knows when to carry the ball. He knows when to dribble. He gets in between players and the ball. And then all the pitch antics, the dark horse, like you mentioned, he looks like he's already a master. I don't know. Tell me about Lewis-Skelly.
Oh, listen, I love Lewis-Skelly. I love that kid. I don't know if you noticed during the match when he's running with the ball and Haaland's trying to pull him back and he like brushes Haaland off. Oh, I love it. I love his physicality. I love his willingness to mix it up. I love him doing that Buddhist prayer after he scored. He is exquisite. I love Lewis-Skelly.
If there's any player on that team that kind of replaces Arteta when he was playing, is Lewis-Skelly. Arteta was like that. He was nasty. He could do anything on the pitch. That young man during the week. Let me put you on the spot. Lewis-Skelly and Nwaneri. Who do you think is? Let me not say more talented.
Ooh, that's a tough one. That is a tough one. Before the season, before I had seen Lewis-Skelly, I would have said Nwaneri. I might still say Nwaneri. I love Nwaneri. That kid is so talented, but Lewis-Skelly, I really, really love. So I will say Nwaneri's more talented, but I like Lewis-Skelly more.
Well, when that question was posed to me this week, I said Lewis-Skelly. Because this young man is just 18. He's a midfielder by trade, and he's playing at the left back. Mm-hmm. This is a team that has built that more experienced players have come in. They can't compete. They can't get it. Remember, we went to sign Pablo Mari from Brazil. Mm-hmm. He came in, he couldn't even get a game, and he left.
Yeah.
We have Calafiori. He's still struggling to really nail the place. And this young kid comes from the academy as a midfielder, and he's playing left back for Arsenal comfortably. We're going against City. We're going to Champions League, and he is starting the game, and he's doing exactly. And this is not just like a fluke. He's doing it week in, week out. I kind of feel that maybe overall his understanding, his football brain probably might be more better than Nwaneri. But Nwaneri's execution is, I don't know, man.
They're both exceptional talents. And Nwaneri's 17, Lewis-Skelly 18. Mm-hmm. I mean, I don't know what they're doing at the academy, but it's working. I love it.
Exactly. I mentioned that today as well. Matasaka, and this goes back to Wenger. Arsenal has to forever be loyal to that man. I know we had our issue with him to last years of his reign. He was the one that that recommended Manchester to take over the academy. I remember one interview, Pa said it. Yeah, I think he's also the same person that encouraged Arteta to become a coach and do stuff like that. So, academy, and if you remember, like a few years ago, academy was non-existent. We didn't have any players that could, cope with the first team. All of a sudden, we're trying out this team, and now United is scrambling for our leftovers. And unfortunately, we just lost one again. We didn't make money out of that contract. Just to round this up, do you think Arsenal can still do it this season? Is it going to be easier for Arsenal to do it in EPL or Champions League?
This season?
Yes.
This season, Champions League will be easier. I don't think we're going to catch Liverpool in the Premier League. We'll probably end up second again, which is, 3 years in a row in second is not great, but I think that's where we'll end up again. But I think we have a legitimate shot to win the Champions League, depending on when Saka comes back and if we can get healthy. Yeah. And if we can maybe get a forward through the door tomorrow before the deadline.
Yeah, with the noise about Rashford, I think probably the Watkins will come in. I have a feeling that Arsenal will win the league this season. I don't know why. I've been very confident about that. They're going to win the league.
You do? Okay. Well, listen, I hope you're right.
I believe we'll win the league this season. Because Liverpool will still have their blip. And if you look at Liverpool, they have a lot of options going forward, but it still all depends on Salah.
Yeah. I mean, he is very important.
Depends on Salah. So let's see what happens. If Salah stays, it's going to be very difficult. But if anything happens to Salah, I'm telling you, Liverpool is screwed. I don't trust Diaz. I don't trust Nunes. Gakpo, within 2-3 weeks, he does his stuff. After a while, he fizzles out. So they have a lot of options, but there's no week in, week out performer in that form for Liverpool. So I have a feeling they're going to still have their blip. But we're going to find that out the day Liverpool plays against Arsenal. I just pray that Arsenal stays in this charge until we meet. What this game has done today is to show Arsenal that you can actually go all out and win these big games and just not play, And that's what I wanted to ask you was, I think the first game with City at Etihad and last season, people were saying that Arsenal was good enough to go to Etihad and win the game. But I thought I went in there and was a little bit conservative. I remember we were at the pub that day and I was asking people, do you think it was better that Arsenal played defensively than go all out? A lot of people were happy with the draw and stuff like that. Today, considering where City has been so far this season, where Arsenal are, do you think Pep and City were a little bit naive to try to go toe-to-toe with Arsenal?
I don't know if I'd consider it naive. I think Pep coaches his team to play the way they play. And I don't know if he really has the option to play a different way. Like his philosophy is what it is. And they win or lose with that philosophy. Now, normally they win because they have a better team, but today it didn't turn out that way. So, but I get it. That's his philosophy, and he does not change and kind of go back into a more defensive stance if he feels the other team is superior, because I don't think Pep ever thinks another team is superior to his.
Yeah, because before this game, I was very confident that I was going to win today, to be honest, because I knew that in that midfield, City do not have the legs to cope with what we're going to bring in the midfield. All we needed to do was for us to be a little bit more clinical. I also believe that they were going to score against them, only because they didn't go lately. And I knew that we were going to score them. And we're going to outscore them because they give us more. They're going to give you more defensively. So, but the one that surprised me was they are playing out from the back. These are the masters of that art. All of a sudden, they were so awful today, playing out from back. And it gave Arsenal a lot of joy. But because Pep has won so much, it's hard to criticize him. Today, I think I showed that he had more better game management than Pep. There were times, and if you listen to his press conference, he said that in games like this, sometimes you should know that you're going to suffer sometimes. And when those times come, enjoy those moments, suffer. Do the defending stuff, then go again. But like you said, City just believes that just play. And that was their own doing today. They didn't respect the fact that going forward, Arsenal had more legs than them, and they opened up, and that's why they consider 5 goals today. So looking at that, maybe I know it's hard to criticize Pep, but he's showing a lot of deficiencies in the way he's running City right now. And this has been going on all season. He has not been able to find solution. I know if it was another coach by now, there have been a lot of questions about how he's been managing this situation because Rodri got injured. But okay, so what? So what? So if Rodri retires from football, City are going to fold as a club. No, find solution to the problem. But it looks like he hasn't found that solution. I don't know what you think about that. Is it time to start to question Pep? Not saying he should be sacked, but I think by now people should start questioning Pep. Like, what's going on, bro? Find a solution to this problem.
I mean, I think the issue with Pep is like there are certain managers that are very good with very good teams. They're good at managing the egos of superstars and balancing out everyone's interests. I think Pep is very good at that. And when he has the best team in the league, he is very good at getting them to win. Mm-hmm. He's won in Barcelona when they had the best players in La Liga. He won at Bayern when they had the best players in the Bundesliga. And he's won at City when they've had the best players in the Premier League. But, you take Rodri out of that team and people didn't realize it, but Rodri kept a lot of that team together. He was doing a lot of the dirty work that the other guys weren't doing. He's not there, that whole midfield falls apart. And Pep doesn't know how to deal with it because he doesn't have another guy that he can plug in like Rodri. So now he's trying to cope with Kovacic and, maybe put Bernardo Silva next to him and, cobble together a midfield. But he's never had to do that before. He's never had a team that didn't have all the resources in the world.
Exactly.
Where you just go buy another superstar.
And before Rodri, he had Fernandinho was doing that for the team as well.
Yeah. So he's always had a player that he could just, okay, that one's hurt. I'll plug in this superstar for that other superstar, and we can just keep running this system the same way. He's never had to deal with the situation where right now he doesn't have the best players in the league. And his team is not physically superior than everybody else. So now he's got to come up with real answers, and he's left struggling a little bit.
Yeah, I believe so. And it's unfortunately for him, sometimes one of the things that happens is you might be messing around, and the teams around you are also not having a good time. It looks like nothing is happening. All of a sudden, unfortunately for him, this time around, Arsenal has gone up one more gear, and Liverpool are not looking back as well. Nottingham Forest out of nowhere are winning games and trying to do what's above their weight. So unfortunately for City, and it looks like I've told people, as far as I'm concerned, I've looked at City very well. I looked at their issues. They're not going to come back this season. The best they can achieve this season is top 4, which is very, very shaky as well. But I don't see them bouncing back. This is putting together 5 or 6 wins as they usually do. That team is weak. And like you mentioned, the quality of player that Pep has at disposal right now are not as good. You can't compare Doku and Sebinho to the Mahrez and the players that he used to have. Jack Grealish came here, probably came to retire. I don't know. I was looking at Mamouche today. He was very viable against Chelsea. But against a team that is well structured, he really, really struggled today. He couldn't even put together 2 complete passes in a row. And that tells you where Arsenal is at the moment. And as far as I'm concerned, I don't know what you think. The only thing that this team needs now is the fans to believe in them. I think there is a mental block that this team has not won. And until they win, that when I used to say if somebody was playing with the handbrakes on, that handbrake is still going to be on. So I believe the Arsenal fans should try as much as possible, stay behind this team and get them over the line. And once that happens, this team is going to dominate England. I believe so. It's just that because today when they scored that goal, I think the team was a little bit confused on how to handle the game. Should we keep going or protect what we have? I mean, all of a sudden we are ahead of City. This is 3 points in the bag if we can maintain this result. So, and that's what not winning does to you. Ubum used to say that until you have won, you don't have that experience, if not won. So I think the Arsenal fans need to get behind this team, support them regardless of what happens. And obviously, it's a long marathon. So there's not going to be bumps on the way. So sometimes all those draws here, bad draws or lose here and there, support the team and let them, get them over the line, and then let's see what they have. We're about to round off. You joined a little late. We talked about Partey, talked about Lewis-Skelly. I don't know, what's your general emotions? How did you see this one today?
It was a wonderful win. No, I was quite surprised. Up to now, I'm trying to get the right words to use to describe how wonderful the game was for us. But even in this your past the last sentence you spoke about, the maturity of the team is there. One thing that I love is, in spite of the pains of the last 2 seasons, you could see when the team comes out these days, you can see the maturity that has come from going through that pain, going through all those curves, going through the losses that we went through. Now you see a team that has personality. Whenever they walk, you can see that it's not these guys that have come. The way that we played against City today was crazy. And look at the makeup of the team. You see two teenagers that they're playing like adults and playing like guys that have been there for a long time. The personality.
That's exactly what me and Kevin talked about in the beginning, because I asked him, how does he think this team has grown? And that's my own view too as well, that this, in terms of maturity, emotional intelligence, it looks like the team has grown. Because if it was before, all those off pitch and dark on, like they say it, all those Haaland antics would have affected them. We remember Xhaka years behind, he would have had a red card today, or, because of the emotions running over them. Ateta himself as well looks like he's getting less and less involved with officials. He's now facing the business on the pitch, which takes me back to 2 seasons ago when Gary Neville was criticizing the team and Ateta. For me, as an Arsenal fan, I didn't like those criticisms. But now, looking back, I see what he was talking about, and it has really helped the team, and they have moved